بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد بن عبد الله الصادق الأمين ثم أما بعد. Today inshallah we are going to talk about participle adjectives. It is in unit 1 lesson 1 in startup. We start from exercise B because A here we don't have the listening, it is listening section, and we start from number B. It says complete the sentences with the correct participle adjective from the verbs in bold. Where is the verbs in bold? Here. For example, this verb. Okay, this is a verb. And if we go to the next sentence, this is the verb. So we change these verbs. Let's get started with number 1. This is example. It is already solved. Number 1, Mark's news surprised everyone. So we can see here we divide it into two. Number 1 is situation, and number 2 about a feeling of someone feels something. The news was surprising. Why surprising? Because we are talking about the news. Number 2, everyone was surprised. Why surprised? Because we are talking about everyone. Okay, so these are two examples about using adjective plus ing, or adjective with ing and adjective with ed. It is called participle adjective. Okay, participle adjective. So let's get started with question number 2. Question number 2, it says Angus vacation was great. So we are talking about the vacation. She was really able to relax. She was able to relax. So now let's go to define which is the situation that caused the feeling and who was felt relaxed. Let's get started from here. Ang's vacation was, so we are talking about her vacation, about the vacation, number 1, and number 2, she felt. So we are talking about her feeling. So when we talk about the answer, so we can say relaxing. Answer number 1 is relaxing because we are talking about Ang's vacation. Number 2, she felt relaxed. She felt relaxed because we are talking about her feeling, about she. She is a person, and the final pronunciation of ed is t. Okay, the final pronunciation of ed is t. This is number 2. Number 3, the marketing job interests me. The marketing job interests me. So we're talking about the marketing job. So here, number 1, it is talking about I am, about me, myself. But number 2, it is talking about the marketing job. So number 1, so we can see the answer is interesting. I am interested. Interested. So we add here interested. The pronunciation is ed. Number 2, the marketing job sounds interesting. Interesting because it is situation. Number 4, the history class bore Sam. The history class bore Sam. It means it is boring for Sam. So we can see here, Sam is bored. Sam is bored. Sam is bored, and we have to add here D because it is the final sound is R. Sam thinks his history class is boring. So we add here boring. So because we are talking about the class itself, history class. Yes. And number 5, the situation really embarrassed Eva. The situation really embarrassed Eva. So we are talking here about the situation. Okay, so it is very clear here. We found the situation really. So the answer here is really embarrassing. Embarrassing. Okay, embarrassing with ing. But if we talk about Eva herself, we can say embarrassed. embarrassed, embarrassed. Okay, embarrassing. Sorry, there's a mistake here. Embarrassed. So the final pronunciation of D, embarrassed, is T. Why? Because the last sound is S, embarrassed. So we can take it here a little up, so we can it can be clear. Number 6, we saw this story about doctors in Nepal last night. The story fascinated us. So we are talking here about fascinated, and we are talking about the story of doctors in Nepal. So number 1, the story was. So we are talking about the story, and the second one about we. So if we go with number 1, so we say the story was fascinating. The story was fascinating. The story was fascinating. The story was fascinating. And next, we can see we are fascinated. Okay, we are fascinated. We are fascinated. We are fascinated. So we have finished from 2 until 6. Now let's go to section number 2. It is section B. Number C, it says complete the sentences with final ed or final ing form of the verbs in parentheses. So we have verbs here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 verbs. So we have to change them to participle adjectives with final ed or with final ing, depends on the situation or depends on feeling of someone. So let's get started with number 1. Chris. Chris has some blah 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 ideas. We have here interest. So we are talking about Chris. Chris is a person, right? And he has feeling. So we can say that Chris has some interesting ideas. Interesting. Oh, sorry, I am mistaken here. We are talking about the ideas. We are not talking about Chris. So we have to write interesting ideas. We have to talk about interesting ideas. We have to remove from here. We have to remove from here, and we have to underline ideas because we are talking about ideas. We are not talking about Chris because he has some ideas. So ideas, it is not a person. So we use interesting ideas. Number 2 or number 3, the workers were blah 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 and needed a break. So we have the verb here tire. Tire, it means tired. So let's go with the workers. We are talking about the workers, people. So we can say tired. We can say tired. And the final ed here, the final ed, it can be pronounced as the tired. Okay. Just extra explanation. Number 4, Alex and Claire have um, have some very blah 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 news. So we are talking about what? Not talking about Alex, but we are talking about the news. So we can say that exciting, exciting. So they have what? Exciting news. Have some very exciting news. Next, we are talking here about Professor Lee. Professor Lee, Professor Lee is an blah 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 teacher, and we have here amaze. Everyone loves her classes. Her, it means she is a person, and she is. So the answer is for number 5 is amazing. Okay, she is amazing teacher. Amazing teacher. She is what? Amazing teacher. Why amazing? Because we are talking about her character. Because about her character. Professor Lee is an amazing teacher. Everyone loves her classes. So we are talking about her classes. Yes. Number six. This is a blah 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 problem. I can't solve it. So the verb here is confuse. So we are talking about the problem. So we can see confusing. Okay. Next, number seven. What is that blah 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 noise? It sounds like an alarm clock. So, what is that annoying? What is that annoying? Because we are talking about noise. And the last one, where is Michael? He wasn't in class all week. I'm a little worried. So we have to write worried because it is me. I have feeling. I have feeling. Okay, so let's revise. Chris has some interesting ideas. Yes, the workers were tired and needed a break because they feel tired. Alex and Claire have some very exciting news. We are talking about the news. Yes, Professor Lee is an amazing teacher. We are talking about the teacher, not about his feelings. Everyone loves her about her feelings. Not everyone loves her classes. Number six, this is a confusing problem. We are talking about the problem. I can solve it. Number seven, what's that annoying noise? It sounds like an alarm clock. So there is annoying. And number eight, where is Michael? He wasn't in class all week. I'm a little worried. So these are the possible answers for these questions. Section B and section C on page 52 in Start Up book. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi